Well, it's the same thing we ran in the first half.
So you just wanted the ball in his hands.
No, we were trying to run middle pick and roll with their big guy. That's why their center fouled out of the basketball game.
Middle.
Yeah.
It seemed like with Dez having the ball in his hands that much, there wasn't a whole lot of flow to the offense, and other people weren't getting that many shots, and a lot of pressure was put on him. Maybe I'm reading that all wrong, but that's what it seemed to me.
Yeah, I think when Buzo got his foul trouble, that hurt us. We're limited offensively. You can look at St. Thomas went 0 for 6. It's hard to go to him when he's struggling offensively. And, Cohen's been a go-to guy. He's been extremely sick the last 3 days. I didn't know if he was even going to be able to play. So his minutes are limited because of that. And, we tried to get Terrence Williams some looks. And, Claude was our offense tonight.
The defense looked a lot better, it seemed like, through the first 32 minutes or so. What was different down the stretch there?
Well, I thought we played as hard as we could play. We're down 3 players. Not that I don't know if they would have played. I mean, obviously Rashawn would have played because he's basically played almost every night. So we're playing 5 guards, and I thought the fight and the battle and the competitive nature was phenomenal. We lead for 30 minutes against a team that's ranked 12th in the country, and against an undefeated team that, if you look at who they've beaten, really impressive. And I thought we gave ourselves a chance to win the game. Some costly turnovers by a young player. Kevin's out there trying to learn and develop, and somebody else had the ball in their hands behind Dez, and we turned the ball over. So, that's what happens, and you just try to learn from it. I thought, if you would have said before the game that we were going to out-rebound them, but we felt like we had to get, we had to do all we could to get 32 out of the game, and I thought we did that. But 14 turnovers, probably 4 too many, and the complexion of the game, changes with that.
Last year, before the year, you're very adamant that the team has holes a little bit at point guard and center. You see those late turnovers, you see at time Oregon scoring kind of in the paint there. Do you feel like you're still, as a coach, trying to figure out how to kind of patch those holes and work with the guys you have? Obviously, you don't have a certain number of guys on this roster, but still trying to figure that out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we got holes. You know what I mean? We're a team that, in order to win a Big Ten game, we're going to have to play that hard, and then we're going to have to make some shots. This roster's not picture perfect by any means, and all we can do is talk about effort and then try to clean things up. So, proud of the team for leading for 30 minutes, but down the stretch, it wasn't our offense. We scored 30 points in the first half. We scored 30 points in the second half. It was our defense. They scored 45 points compared to 23. So everybody can have their own opinion, but it was our defense, clearly. First thing out of a non-basketball person's was our defense. When I'm back in the hallway talking to family, friends, we just didn't defend the last. I thought that their point guard did an incredible job, number 3, getting to the basket and going right, and either fouled or scored. And that was the difference. You can't give up, 45 points at home when you're only scoring 30. And so offensively, pretty much the same both halves. Defensively, a major problem, from about the 11-minute mark on.
Is this what you said this team has some holes? Is this what you expected, after kind of put this roster together?
Yeah, I think once we
have to play this hard?
Yeah, I think so. Once we started practicing, and I think with any team, some guys, exceed expectations, and maybe some others don't. And so you just, you try to continue to tinker and we kind of came into the game thinking that, a young player like Kevin Patton, that there's going to be a chance that, he's going to play in a big moment in the Big Ten game, and hopefully he learns a little bit from it. And, we just got to keep tinkering.
It seemed like by far the best defensive game you played, especially in the first half, first part of the second half. But did you do something different to get ready for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about rim protection. We're not gonna block shots unless it's Kevin Patton. I thought we kept the lane a little bit more compact than we had. I mean, some of the games we've had, our pick and roll coverage has been not good at all, and I thought that pick and roll defense tonight was really, really good. It was isolation of number 3 dribble driving hard down the alley, and then his 14 free throws attempted. I mean, we weren't even trying to foul late in the game, and they were getting free throws attempted. So, super happy with our physicality. I thought we got away from our physicality the last few games. I thought we got our physicality back. I thought we got our scrap back. We offensive rebounded a little bit better tonight than we had in the past. And we, in my opinion, rebounding wise tonight to walk away knowing that we won that's been a big issue for us. And when you ask about improved defense, I think it'll always start at defensive rebounding.
Unless you've been a part of rebuild certainly before, when you look at where this team is right now in comparison to thinking about the rebuilds that you have orchestrated previously, like what's your definition of a successful, realistic year for this program? What do you want?
Yeah, I don't know how many Big Ten games we're going to win. What I do know is if you put forth that effort, from a culture standpoint, I don't think you walk out of the building, you think the team played hard, you think the team, gave great effort, and you think the team didn't close the game, which we didn't. I mean, we were right there, and like I said, if you lead for 30 minutes, it's the last 10 minutes of play that we're not used to winning as a unit. You play a team like Oregon that turns it up at the end. They got they're really well coached, and they got some returning players, and I look at their their point guard and their center, and Keyshawn, number 9's a great player, and Evans is a returning player, and then you sprinkle in somebody that's super smart and can score the ball and defend and play multiple positions in Brandon Angel. Now you got a heck of a team. Having no returners and that's our continuity's certainly not there offensively. No excuses. The question is, culture-wise tonight, not happy that we didn't win. Nobody should be. Got to close the game better, but we're going to have to learn to do that too. It's not just going to happen, and there's probably going to be other nights that we play really well, and whether we walk away with the win or not, I don't know in year one. But the effort was there, other than defensively down the stretch.
You mentioned it being difficult to get the ball to Saint when he's struggling to shoot. He's only averaged about 6 or so shots a game these last 3 games. Do you need him to look for more offense? Or?
I mean, he's a really good passer, but you got to get that scoring percentage up, shooting percentage up. Teams are defending us a little bit different. They're not guarding certain people, and they're giving airspace to guys, and it's another night that we struggled from 3. 2 for 13, and one guy made a 3. So, like I said, I'm not unrealistic to know that we don't have a lot of holes. The question is, can we masquerade some of our holes and continue to to evolve as a team?
Last question.
Tell us about injuries to AG and Clark Slacker.
Yeah, Clark got he got hit last game or 2 games ago, so he's out. When he'll return, I don't know. And Rashawn's back locked up in shoot around. So, we were actually thought that this would be a really good game for him. But when he returns, I don't know. It's a back that's locked up, and I'm not a doctor and not a trainer. Anybody that's had that knows that it can get better in a day, and it could take 2 weeks. I mean, it's not going to take more than 2 weeks, but I don't know if he's going to wake up tomorrow and feel good or still be locked up.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You guys good? Anybody need anything else?
Just got to play without fouling. I feel like they got a lot of free throws, down the line. So, just playing without fouling and then staying true to our principles and our defensive DNA, I would say. So.
Okay, is it just
Yeah, just sore, just icing after the game, regular stuff. Everything's fine.
a lot just got put on your shoulders, tonight with the way that the game was flowing, offensively. How did you kind of, feel that responsibility in terms of, feeling your spots and what you needed to take on tonight?
Just before the game and the practices before, coach was like, we need more from you, and even then, like I had 6 turnovers. I got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, especially as a point guard. But they was like, I need to step up and play harder, and it wasn't even just like the scoring part. It was just rebounding, the defensive effort. I got to give more effort on defense. So I was really just trying to focus on that and then just let the game come to me.
First half, you guys, the two of you were the offense. Did you start to feel any pressure about that, knowing that you literally were carrying the team offensively?
I mean, not really. I think on the defensive end is where, took a turning point at the end of the game. We just couldn't really stop Shellstad for a minute. He really was just getting downhill and, getting fouled and doing whatever he wanted. So that's where I think, the biggest pressure was.
Les was just talking about, recognizing very adamantly that this team had holes. Like, he's known that. Basically, he said, I don't know, how many Big Ten games this team's going to win, basically. Like, is that sort of honesty? Has he been honest about you guys with that, about the flaws that this program has? What do you guys do?
I mean, I don't know about that. I think this team for sure going to win some Big Ten games. We may have dropped this one. We got Washington on the road. We're going to dial it back in. We're going to go back to work. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a long season. Like everybody's new. We're still figuring it out, but as a team, we're still confident that we're gonna go in and do some damage. But yeah, we just got to stay locked in on defense and just stay confident. It's a long season. We don't know where we're gonna be in April, February, March. So we just got to take it game by game. The Big Ten is a very good conference. Every team is pretty good. So every game is going to be a fight, and we know that. And, we just got to keep playing hard and keep taking a step forward and to progress and what we want to be.
What was the key to that early difference on defense that was maybe so much different from the first 8 games?
Just staying more together as a team defensively, like team defense, being in gaps, gang rebounding, especially when they have, a footer down there. Being, communicative, being able to communicate, screens and stuff. So it's really just the little details, and then, winning 50-50 or loose balls. So that was something that we really hyper-focused on. And then also transition defense, which I think we did a pretty good job this game of stopping their transition. So.
Is there anything specifically you guys are looking to do to sort of maybe get your teammates going a little bit more, knowing that you guys carried such a big load on offense tonight?
Yeah, just continue to give them confidence. Talk to them. Just have them keep playing the game. Like everybody's time's gonna come. Like we don't know who's gonna have a night with our team. So the thing with us is just to keep playing together, and be with one another and stay connected.
What do you think of Kevin Patton tonight? You guys extended one time.
Yeah, I think he gave us really good minutes. He played really hard. He helped us in transition. He really runs well. I think he just reacts to the ball well. He was a young guy that gave us really good minutes tonight, and I think you're going to continue to see that. And maybe even see, some other young guys get out there and give us good minutes like that too.
For sure.
After the Cal game, I guess I saw you as I was walking down, walk back up to the practice facility, get some more, shots up. At that point, just kind of going through a rough stretch.
Mhm.
But what has kind of your confidence been like, this year? Obviously, you're a shooter. What's been your confidence like in just wanting to keep those flying?
Yeah, I mean, it's all reps. Like any shooter will tell you, when you get the reps up, your shot's gonna feel different. It's just gonna feel good. So I've just been worried about getting in the gym, getting my reps up, make sure I'm staying consistent, and knowing that this team needs me to be a shooter. I help space the floor, and that's what I was recruited to do.
How hard was it to come back after the St. Mary's game and play again the next day, when St. Mary's was just poor effort in kind of every phase?
I mean, you had to, right? There was a game the next day, so we had to do that. That New Mexico game is also a game, I think we should have won too. So just got to string some wins together, really. Turn the page, get back to work.
And we're going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back.
What's kind of the recipe you guys feel for this team to be able to close games consistently?
I'm getting stops. Getting stops, that's what it is. I mean, Shellstack got downhill. We knew that was his personnel. That's what he does. Number 9, he got hot, hit a couple threes. So just not letting guys do what they're good at, first of all, and then defensive rebounding, I think, really took a turn late in the game too. Biddle got that offensive rebound right over me. That was probably the biggest rebound in the game. I can't let that happen. So just those two things really is where our defense and our rebounding.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with those two, and then I would add on, just taking care of the ball down the line. We had a few crucial turnovers that if we would have just pulled it out and settled down and got into something, it probably would have been a different outcome. But I would definitely agree though. Defensive rebounding and getting stops is like top 1 and 2, and then just taking care of the ball down the line and not having crucial turnovers when the time comes. So.
Mus was talking about just obviously knowing Saint's skill, ability as a passer, but he seemed a little bit passive at times in terms of shooting the ball the last few games.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to encourage him to shoot the ball more, to look for his own shot a little more than
Yeah, absolutely. Like we need him to take those shots, especially when he's open, and that may be the only good shot we have that possession. So, and that's for everyone, but specifically Saint, like we need him, and like we all recognize that. So we just got to get him going, and just make him more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's a hell of a scorer. I mean, I think sometimes all it takes is to see one go in. You know what I'm saying? It's a completely different player. So I just want him to continue to let that thing fly, Hell of a scorer.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.